Where does all this Dash start? Short sellers. Before we get into Adam Aaron talking about short sellers, basically slandering the company, I want to jump into something that we talked a little bit about yesterday. That single institution purchasing 4.8 billion shares of GameStop, which is over 10 times the free float, also has some other quote-unquote glitches happening. Now, before you come at me and say, hey, this was debunked, the number of shares actually held in true filings are 1.8 million on GameStop, and then there are some other adjustments for other companies. Now, we've seen glitches in the past on Fidelity. We've seen glitches in the past on Fintel. We've seen glitches across the board showing AMC and GameStop at prices of $13,000 a share. People can't get into these reliable companies and change these things just for specific stocks, let alone even do the first part, right? So the question I have is why only on AMC, why only on GameStop, and why only on these weird plays that I'm going to show you right now that institutions, short sellers don't like. They like to short them. Does this happen? Why don't we see this happen with Apple? Why don't we see this happen with Amazon, Google, right? You see, it's not just AMC. It's not just GameStop. Well, first of all, AMC, they're holding over 14 billion shares. Apparently, the same institution. Hey, maybe it is another glitch, or maybe some things are slipping through the cracks. Now, again, a misinformed majority will never beat an informed minority, so this isn't going to stick, even if it's not a glitch. I'm going to point that out there right now. This just gives further validation to what we most of the time think is happening, where the float is bought time and time again, sold time and time again over, and we also can see that 60% of what is traded in these stocks are just somewhere else, not affecting the price. There are way too many things happening that show a corrupt market, that show that what retail knows is true, what apes know are true. Anyway, this is the float time and time again, 14 times the float or something insane like that on AMC. But also Snap, 19 billion shares. Workhorse, WKHS, another squeeze play, right? 45 million. The Wendy's, WEN, 52 billion shares. Am I reading this right? Clover, CLOV, 89 billion, which shout out Clover. I didn't even get to check the stock today, but last night this thing was ripping heads off after some sort of agreement, but this was a short squeeze play as well that we paid attention to. Microvision, MVIS, 19 billion. Fubo, 14 billion. Robinhood, 10 billion. Beyond Meat, 43 billion, right? HTLD, 3 billion. Palantir, 172 billion. 8 billion over on Siri, which is a stock we talked about. Chewy, 4 billion. Cost, 63 billion. Guys, you can't make this up. This is insane. This is disgusting. Why is it specific stocks? I just don't get that. Just run that by me really quick. Why is it specific stocks? Why a lot of short squeeze stocks? Why a lot of popular stocks that institutions recently got into? Well, in my personal opinion, this is owned, this is brought through by corrupt institutions that are running the markets behind the scenes. You really can't make this up. Why different numbers too? Why different amount of shares for different stocks? This coincidental glitch does not make sense to me, no matter the way you put it. Now, before we get into the charts, GameStop saw another massive order imbalance, over 73,000 shares on the buy side. Another thing to note. Now, jumping into Adam Aaron's tweet really quick. He tweeted earlier, he says, social media conspiracy. Theories about AMC and Roadside's movie City of Dreams are such sheer, utter nonsense. Needless to say, we only make money when we sell tickets, not if we surpass ticket sales. Sometimes the craziest stuff circulates on the internet. AMC will sell more tickets for City of Dreams than any other movie theater chain on the planet. Similar conspiracy theories circulated last year about AMC and the movie Sound of Freedom, which you guys probably remember. They were completely bogus and thoroughly debunked. Some people just regurgitate what others say. Where does all this Dash start? In my view, he says, him personally, the best theories as to why this happens are either short sellers and or others want to trash AMC because they wish us harm and have vested interest in trying to hurt us, even if nefariously so. Or some people out there, how can I put this politely, aren't playing with 52 cards in their deck. Basically, they are just plain out stupid. Shout out Adam Aaron. I actually like this tweet. You know, this is for another topic, right? Whether Adam Aaron's a good guy or not, but I like this tweet. Okay, jumping into the charts. Guys, do not freak out. GameStop's down 1%. This is exactly what we said. If we look at the previous cycle that we're tracking on GameStop, we're right here. We gapped up, broke this channel. we descended for 2 days before moving up. It is really that simple. We are playing out identically. Keep in mind, this is the daily. This is the 4-hour. You came up, you scale down. You came up, you scale down. So what's going to happen next, lottery stocks? Well, we're going to pop very soon, in my humble opinion. We're going to break around 25.50, get rejected again, somewhere up there, maybe even a high of 27, flush, and then have that last move. And yes, the flush will probably happen around earnings, which is, I believe, the 10th. And then you get that move up right after earnings slowly. This doesn't have to play out identically, but so far it is. As far as AMC goes, we're up 2.48%. Yeah, there's not a lot of volume. We're trading sideways, but we're up a little bit. We're 142 days into the cycle. Where are we going to go? 141 days, 142 days into the cycle. We're right here. We should be seeing bigger green candles, but the fact that the candle is green is just something that we're going to watch. And I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen with AMC, GameStop, COS, Holo in a minute because it correlates to the SPY. First of all, this is what you see happening with squeeze plays. COS is getting flushed down, trading at 725. Again, if COS enters the zone under 585, I think this is buy range for COS. I will probably add more. Holo's losing me some money, trading at 34 cents. This isn't one to ride down to zero. It's cut, get back in, cut, get back in. In my personal opinion, nothing I say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor waiting for a move up. This is just something that could potentially happen with Holo. You scale all the way down around September 17th before rate cuts and you get a squeeze. This is what is something that could happen if we just don't go straight up from here. I want to let you know that because Holo plays this out sometimes before it starts its cycle, and this is something that you could see happen with Holo. But if we look at the bigger picture view, this is what you recently seen with everything lining up with the economy coming into recessions historically. What's going to happen? You get one last pump after rate cuts. After rate cuts happen, you get that push up, all-time highs, probably on the SPY, or at least close to all-time highs, and then you collapse about 25 days to a month later, so late October, early November, coming into the winter, we may see a bloody winter. Does this have to happen? No, not necessarily. Looking at the SPY, let's see what is going to happen. Well, rate cuts come, you get that last pump to all-time highs, shorts end up getting flushed, Holo squeezes, COS squeezes, right? Around late September, early October, AMC squeezes, timeline set up, GameStop squeezes, right? Timeline set up. That's essentially what I'm watching. As far as the SPY goes, what is going to happen before rate cuts? Well, in my personal opinion, if we come back up to test 555 and can't break over, that rejection is going to confirm a move down to 546.55. If not, confirm a gap fill down to 544.90. Okay, so this range right here. If we can't hold 543 on the SPY, that is when I get more so very bearish, and that is likely going to be my long-term entry. Far dated puts, and you're going to enter this box, and you're going to test lows, and you're going to go lower, in my personal opinion. Overall, I'm just watching it. If we close above 555, I'm not necessarily extremely bullish on the SPY, but I think once we do get a close back above 555, you're going to start scaling to that all-time high by rate cuts. Now, Tesla looking beautiful. Tested the breakout yesterday, couldn't get it, closed under it, and now we're trading at 222.17, up almost 6%. I told you guys once we're nearing rate cuts, Tesla is a rate sensitive stock. Rates get cut, Tesla goes up. And I think this is going to be the case. And I also think Elon has a lot of stuff working on in the background, and people are forgetting about robotaxi. The more time that passes, the closer that is going to be to being rolled out and being successful. Overall, a close above 226 on Tesla would be beautiful, but either way, closing above 220 today is a perfect level to start. So shout out Tesla. Now, Nvidia has been subpoenaed by the DOJ as part of an intensifying antitrust investigation, which is crazy for Nvidia. Still up 1%, trading at 109.16. Well, what happened? Perfectly called out. We broke under 111. I said, hey, we're going to come down to 107. If we break 107, you're coming down to 104. If you break under 104, you're going to 96. Break under 96, you're going to 91.45. Well, we broke under 107, came to 104. You got that set up so far. If we can't close back above 111 today, Nvidia is still technically bearish unless a catalyst comes out. If we close above 111, I'd watch for a rejection at 114.60 and then for Nvidia to come lower. That would be sort of a relief bounce on the stock. Overall, I do see Nvidia potentially coming back below 104. There is no way to necessarily say on this, but we may have one last relief bounce before the bubble pops, just like everything else. Keep that in mind as well. Last but not least, obviously Bitcoin got flushed down. Plenty of cryptos got flushed down. Bitcoin got flushed to 55,700 yesterday. Could have been a shakeout for people to jump out of their cryptos and then we scale higher. And Bitcoin doesn't necessarily have to move with these stocks or with the market. So maybe stock crashes early October or late October, early November, and maybe crypto goes up, right? And we have a nice crypto winter with a bloody stock market. Overall, just something to watch. As of right now, there's not much price action happening with Bitcoin. Overall, guys, make sure to join the Discord. It is the third link in the description of the video where we talk stocks and crypto all day long. I post my trades as soon as I enter them. We have options trading alerts in there. And overall, best vibes. It is just a coffee a month. So press the link. Come join the Discord. If you're not in any Discord, start with mine. I'm not overcharging like any other YouTubers. It's simple. There's not a ton of channels where you get confused. It's just talk with awesome people who are also trying to become financially free. I'm also in there on the daily, so you can come talk with me. No, I don't pop in once a week like other people who feel that they're famous. No, I'm just in there. I like hanging out with you guys. Also, the second link is for Moomoo, where you can press the link, open an account, and get up to 15 free stocks by depositing into your account once you do it through my link. So you open an account through the link, make a deposit, and then you're starting to earn 15 free stocks. But on top of that, you're getting 8.1% APY on your uninvested cash, which is insane. Your money's insured in here. You get level 2 order book data for free, which you have to pay for on other brokers, so you can see where people are loading up and dropping off shares of stocks. You also get access to shorting as a retail trader, which is insane, and trading options, viewing other exchanges, a customizable earnings calendar, and more. So the tools are crazy for this. And of course, the top link on the description of the video, what I'm proud of here is my custom indicator, most powerful indicator in my humble opinion. It is pattern detection and forecasting. No one has an indicator like this out there that I know of. It detects patterns in stocks, gives you price targets, and then forecasts what the stock might do on whatever time frame you set it to. So go do that. You can add it to your TradingView charts for 14 days for absolutely free of charge. And then if you don't like it, cancel it. That is it, guys. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.